Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So it is that time, it is 2018 favourites time. So I'm going to be talking you through some of the best products and purchases that I have made throughout 2018. Just check then that I was saying the right year, because I'm already getting confused over what year I'm in. Is that a problem that comes with being old? Is that because I've had too many years, or is that because my memory's going? Both are concerns, if I'm honest. But anyway, let's get on with the video. I really hope you guys enjoy this one. Okay, so I'm gonna get started with foundations. There are two this year that I have absolutely loved using. No wait, there's three, sorry. There's three foundations because I couldn't pick one. Actually, did this come out? Did you come out this year? I'm questioning whether you did. I don't know, but I love it and I've loved it this year anyway. So this is the YSL All Hours foundation. It is so good. The coverage of this is insane. I absolutely love it. I also love the concealer as well. I have forgotten to bring that in, but you guys, if you've watched any of my beauty videos this year, will know that is literally the only concealer I think I've used, apart from maybe one Glossier tutorial. So I love that stuff. It's amazing. I've currently got the shade B50. It's amazing. The coverage is so good, but it still has a luminosity to it, which I just love. Like, and the coverage of this is like heavy, so I don't really tend to have to build it up. I just put one layer on and it's so good. And with the concealer, it is just the best combination. It also comes in a stick foundation, which I haven't used so much this year, but that I really love. Some days I do put it on over the top of my lighter foundations. I just kind of put it through the center of my face if I don't feel like I need a full-on concealer, and it is just beautiful. I love them both. The whole of the All Hours range is absolutely incredible. Couldn't recommend it enough if you're looking to purchase some luxury makeup, especially base products. YSLs are the best and the All Hours range is the best. Then we have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter? Yeah, that's what it's called. The Pro Filter foundation. I picked this up back in January, I want to say, when I went to Miami. This foundation is amazing. It's kind of like a step down from the All Hours, very similar in formula. The shade range of this is incredible. I think it launched with like 40 shades, which is so very rare for a new cosmetics launch. So massive respect to them for doing that. It's absolutely insane the amount of shades they have. It's actually hard to colour match myself because there's so many shades that I'm like, well, I could be that at any given point in the year. But yeah, I've absolutely loved using this. It looks so good in photos. Whenever I have Instagrams that are taken and I'm wearing this, I'm always like, oh my god, my skin looks so good. And then I realise that it's because I'm wearing this. It's amazing. And then we have my day-to-day, everyday foundation love. This is the Dior Backstage foundation, which also launched in a ridiculous amount of shades. Well, not a ridiculous amount of shades, like a really bloody good amount of shades. And the thing that I really loved about this launch, and I wish brands would do this more, they basically have different undertones. So they have the traditional pink and yellow undertones, but then they also launched with an olive one as well. And I have never had a foundation match my skin so well. I use the WO series. The shades on the back will be like 1WO, so it stands for, I think, like warm olive, something like that. So I'm currently using shade 3. As we go through the winter, I may drop down to shade 2, and I was using shade 4 in the summer, and I just absolutely love them so much. So Dior Backstage foundation, just incredible. I need them to make a full coverage version of this. It is buildable, but it does take a lot more building up. So when I need more coverage, I do tend to use a heavy coverage foundation or concealer in combination with this. For every day, this is perfect, but I would like a heavier coverage version. Please, Dior, not that they're watching. Okay, next I'm gonna move on to palettes. So there's a couple that I really loved this year. The first one was a new discovery for me. I didn't realize Rimmel did this palette. So it's basically a warm toned palette. It's called the Magnifies Spice Edition, and it is stunning. Look at those warm tones. I just love it so much. It's absolutely beautiful. I think for a high street palette, a really affordable palette, it's absolutely incredible. You get so many shades and they're really like easily blendable. They're really pigmented, and I think for the price, this is absolutely amazing. I love using it so much. The only thing in my makeup stash at the moment that rivals it is this MAC palette. I put this together this year and I have not stopped using it. I love it so much. Sometimes when I just want some really easy neutral colours that are all mattes, I go for this because there are so many matte shades in this palette, and I don't have the same shades that I have in that palette in this one, which is why I still get used to both of them even though they're very similar. This one I absolutely love, and I get so much wear out of all of these shades. I'm actually surprised by how much use I've got out of this, because whenever I've put a MAC palette together before, it's never been quite the same. So I have absolutely loved using this year. I'm over the moon with it. My top shadows, I would say, are, I think, Woodwinked is this one here, I think, and I've been using that so much. I repurchased Nylong, which is an old fave, if you remember from my blog back in the day. I started using Nylon again. I have it in my inner corners today. Today I have a combination of this shadow. I can't remember what it's called. I'll try and pop it in the info box. I'll try and, after this video, try and fish it out and find the name on the back. But this shimmery shade and Woodwinked I've been using so much together, and then the shade in the middle, which is Omega, I also use so much just on a daily basis. And then we have Texture, which is down the bottom, which I've been using a lot. This shade over here, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Swiss Chocolate. I love that. Charcoal Brown, which is an old favourite of mine, which is just the perfect contour crease shade. Soba, which is this kind of cool tone brown one here. I use that all the time. I just get so much use out of it, and I'm so happy with it. I feel very old school having a MAC palette. I just absolutely have loved that this year. MAC this year has really had a little bit of a revival for me. I'm really loving a lot of their products. So yeah, that makes me very happy. It feels very like old school YouTube. Following on from that, my favourite liner of the year goes to the YSL Couture eyeliner, shade 1, standard black. Love it so much. It's matte, it's really long wearing, it builds up so nicely. The brush like nib of it is the perfect shape for getting a very kind of 60s doe-eyed kind of cat eye look, which is my favorite kind of eyeliner look. I absolutely love it. So yeah, that has been my liner favorite this year. Beat the Guerlain liner to the favorites, which is a big deal because I've loved the Guerlain liner for a couple of years now. But that one's just great. I just find the application of it so easy. So that's why it's ended up in my favourites this year. And then we've got mascaras. One of my absolute favourite mascaras this year, hands down, has to be the YSL Curler Mascara. This doesn't shut properly because I have been using it so much and it's just very dried up at the moment, but it still works so well. I love it even when it's dried up. I just think it is such a good mascara. When it's fresh, you get the most volumized, kind of thick long lashes, and they really are like so much more curled than they would normally be if I use any other mascara. And when it's a little bit more dried up, you just get the most beautiful flutter. So I have one of these which is a fresh one and one of these which is an old one, always on the go. And then I've also been loving the NARS Climax mascara, and this was one that I didn't try for ages because it was everywhere on social media. There was a huge campaign around it and it kind of put me off trying it a little bit in the moment because I just didn't want to be accused of doing sponsored work and talking about it as sponsored when it wasn't sponsored. So I waited for kind of everything to die down, gave it a try, and it's so bloody good. It gives such volumized lashes really quickly, but keeps your lashes really soft as well. So it doesn't go very hard and crispy as a lot of mascaras that are as thick and volumizing as this one normally do. So it's super light. My lashes are so soft, but they're also really volumized as well. So I love using this when I'm wearing eyeliner, especially because I just find that it gives my lashes the extra thickness they need to stand out against the eyeliner. But I'm wearing a combination of the YSL and the NARS today, and they just, when you use them sparingly as well, they just make the most beautiful fluttery combination. So love those two very much. Those have been my standout two mascaras that I've tried this year, and I've tried so many, but those are my favorites that I keep on going back to. Special shout out to the Glossier mascara, which is also very good, and the Rimmel Scandalized mascara, which I have been switching between this year. But these two, my number ones, my absolute number ones. We're gonna go on to face products now. I have two. I feel like these will be very predictable for you all. The first is the Rimmel Insta Duo Contour Stick. I freaking love this stuff. I've loved it for a really long time now, but this year it was like a complete revival for me. I'm coming to the end of another one. It's driving me nuts. I never use the highlighter up as quick, so I've just got loads that just have like the fully fresh highlighter on the end. I use the dark shade. I absolutely love it. It's just the easiest product to use. It blends so beautifully. I love it so much. And then I normally pop a little bit of MAC's Give Me Sun Mineralize, is it Mineralized Skin Finish? Yeah, over the top. I pop that over my temples, just along the top of my cheekbones, and then a little bit on my nose as well. And I love that so much. I've been using that since I very first started YouTube. It's a proper like old school product for me. I feel like I might need to give favorites videos up soon because I just feel like they're never really gonna change. I'm gonna be loving the same things over and over again for the rest of my life. Then we have lip products. Quite a few lip products. Every year, every bloody year. For lip liner, I have been loving Whirl Lip Liner by MAC this year. It is the most beautiful, cool toned, pinky brownie colour. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Probably not. There you go. got it on today. I love it so much. I've been using this basically all year. It's fab. And at the moment I'm loving combining it with two lipsticks. The first one is Hug Me from MAC. The other one is also from MAC. Hug Me is more of a cool toned pinky brown. It's very, I would say it's actually exactly like Whirl, whereas Whirl lipstick is meant to be exactly like Whirl. It's not. It's actually a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more cool toned, a little bit darker as well, whereas I would say this Hug Me is like the exact colour, and it just gives the most beautiful sheen to your lips as well. I just love how it looks so much. And then I've also been loving MAC Half and Half. I've used this so much this year. Up until I got these new MAC lipsticks, I did a big haul of nude lipsticks from MAC, and to try and find my perfect one. I was in a real lip rut this year. I just didn't really feel inspired by any lipsticks at all. I started going back to some old MAC favourites. So what is it, Smoked Almond, or I can't remember what it's called. It's one of the newer MAC lipsticks, I think the Lip Tensity ones. I used it in my Ariana Grande makeup tutorial, so I'll link that below. I went back to that, and that was kind of what eased me back into my MAC lipstick phase, and I just love my MAC lipstick collection now. I feel like I get so much more use out of my MAC lipstick collection because it's mostly nudes and then some really bright colours, which I'm looking forward to having some fun with in the summer. I just feel like my lipstick loving habit has been kind of reignited. We're gonna go with that word. Yeah, so I've been loving those. And then a new discovery for me this year was I think it was this year that these came out, or I just started loving them this year, I can't remember which one. The Buxom lip pencils. I have the shade Covert Affair and Intrigue. Covert Affair is a dark browny red, and then Intrigue is like a neon pinky reddy colour. There you go. Have absolutely loved both of those this year. Intrigue I wore a lot when I was in New York with IT Cosmetics, and then Covert Affair I've worn a lot over the past month. I actually had it in a giveaway pile for my friends, and I think it was Lucy, she dug it out before a night out, and then it ended up in my makeup bag, and I saw it and I was like, oh my god, that red is actually gorgeous, because it's not a bright red, and I feel like for my slightly olive skin tone it works really beautifully because it has that slightly more brown tone. It feels almost like a red nude. I don't know, I don't feel like I'm wearing a red lip when I wear it. It's very like, it feels like a neutral red lip, and I really love that. So I've loved both of those so much this year. I love those lip crayons a lot, even the nude tones of those. I think I did use those a lot at the beginning of the year. They're really fab. I just love a matte lip, and they're really like comfortable mattes as well, which is great. I'm gonna quickly touch on fragrance. There have been so many fragrances that I've loved this year, but my number one obviously has to be Glossier You, because out of every fragrance I have, every fragrance I put this on with it. This changed my fragrance life. I love adding this into any of the fragrances that I'm wearing, so I'll spray one on, and I always spray this over the top, and I just feel like to people that know me, it kind of adds some consistency to how I smell, because I do love wearing different fragrances all the time, and it just kind of has that underlying like signature sense, and no matter what I wear there is always something that's like a little bit the same, and it works so beautifully with all of my fragrances. And of course I wear this alone a lot as well. I can't tell you how many bottles of this I have gone through. I think it might be around 4, maybe 5 now. I absolutely love it, and you can see, I don't know, it's about here at the moment, and this was a fresh bottle back in, I want to say October. I just absolutely love this stuff so much. Changed my fragrance world. It's the best. Moving on to hair care. I have always been a bit of a hair care, what's the word, floozy? I don't really stick to hair care too much at all. There's not really ever been a brand that I've been particularly loyal to. I like my L'Oreal, I like a little bit of Tresemme, I like Orbay and lots of like luxury hair care brands, but there's never really been one thing that has stood out to me until this year. IGK launched on Space NK. I was lucky enough to go out to Miami for the launch of it, which was just the dream. It was the best trip ever. And honestly, IGK, I feel like they are completely me in a hair care brand. They do things that I never realized I needed, but that I really needed, like dirty spray. Like, if you are one of those people where you have really unruly hair after you've washed your hair and you're in that like day one where your hair will not behave, it will not do anything, it's too clean, you need this. This is incredible. It basically makes your hair dirty again, which I know a lot of people are not going to like the sound of, but for me, to use it on the ends of my hair that are quite often too soft, it's just the dream. My hair has a lot of texture to it, and I'm very lucky because it is naturally a bit more dry than most, so I don't have the worst time when it comes to styling my hair, but it still doesn't really behave. It's very fine. I've got a lot of fine hair, so although it's thick, it can just get a bit like limp. It goes a bit limp. It's just not the best, but a little bit of this through the end does absolute wonders, and there's not really that many brands out there that do something like that. It's not a texturizing spray. It literally is something so very different. No one else is really doing products like IGK do. They do 3 different types of dry shampoo. They do a light one, a medium one, and then the really thick, almost Batiste level one, which is this one, first class. But they're completely like transparent, as long as you don't get them too close to your hair. Otherwise, if I do get this one too close to my hair, I will look like I'm going grey for a few minutes. But I tend to use this one before I go to bed, and it just saves my hair. It also gives it so much texture as well. It's the best, but my everyday one of choice is Direct Flight, which is the middle medium dry shampoo. Their dry shampoos changed my life, love them so much. And then they also do lots of different kind of hydrating gel creams and things like that. They do one that like makes your hair very sleek and shiny, which I love using either on the ends of my hair or through the top of my hair if I'm slicking my hair back into a ponytail. They have a coconut oil gel, which is really hydrating but also adds a little bit of definition, and that's amazing. They just do the best stuff. Oh, and their shampoos as well, Hot Girls, great hydrating shampoo, love that so much. So yeah, I'm a big fan of IGK hair products. They have been my standout brand this year. I'm majorly impressed with them. I love their branding, I love everything about them. And then in terms of tan, I actually started fake tanning this year, which is new for me. I've normally been more of a like gradual tan, very lazy tanning type person, but it got to the end of the summer and I just wanted to prolong my tan. And I've also kind of got to the point where I'm like, sitting out in the sun, it's really not great for you, hun. I decided it was about time that I started getting into fake tanning. I actually started out by getting Vita Liberata spray tans, which are incredible. I cannot recommend them enough. They do them through the Benefit Carnaby Street store, and I honestly want them to open up like tanning spots throughout the UK because I genuinely think they're amazing. They are the best spray tans. They last for such a long time, and I don't smell like biscuits. I don't smell gross. I just love them, and I love their team. They're all great. But when I'm between spray tans and for when I can't get up to London, I started using an Express fake tan, and I picked up the Bondi Sands self tanning foam, the 1 Hour Express, and this stuff is so good. I've tried so many tans over the past 4 months, and this has been my absolute favorite. I just cannot get enough of this. It's an Express 1 hour tan, but you can leave it for 1 to 3 hours depending on how dark you want to be. I sometimes sleep in this. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes sleep in this. But even if I just leave it on for a couple of hours, I do just find that even when I wash it off, my tan just keeps developing, and the next day I always just look so bronzed. So I am a massive fan of this. It's also so easy to apply. It doesn't go like patchy. I've never had a streak. It's really buildable as well, and I don't find that it comes off too patchily. I'm gonna say that's a word. And then in terms of clothes, I have loved so many things this year that it is basically impossible for me to pick just a few things. My Bershka leather jacket, I will pop a photo here because I've just realised I forgot to get it and I'm too lazy to get up. I love that jacket so much, and that has been like a standout item for me this year. I finally found a jacket that was cropped, and for my short little body, it's just been the dream. So that is forever my favourite leather jacket, and I will be mending it and having it dry cleaned for the rest of my life because I'm never ever getting rid of it. I will sew holes up in it if I have to. I will have it repaired by snazzy professional people if needed, because that is the one for me. Aside from that, I feel like this year I really got into my denim jackets, my statement jackets, and trousers as well. A highlight pair of trousers for me that I picked up this year, we all know I love my Topshop ones that are like 3 years old, but a standout pair for me this year were these from Zara. I'm just doing the button up on them. They're black, low rise, and they have a red and white stripe down the side, and I just absolutely love them. They're a little bit sports luxe. They're kind of smart and casual all at the same time. You can dress them up or dress them down. I just love them as a statement pair of trousers. Oh my god, the sirens are really I'm really going for it today. I also found my perfect pair of denim jeans this year. These are from Zara. I will link them if they are still available. I love these so much. They're boyfriend, like mom style jeans, and they're just the jean for me. I love the color of them. They're like the perfect blue tone. They fit me so well. Yeah, just absolutely love those. And then my favorite jacket purchase would have to be this one for this year, which is from Topshop. I love this so much. It's so bougie. It is just absolutely gorgeous. I love a statement denim jacket so much. And I think this one is just my absolute favorite. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It's got these kind of rows of gems around the back. It's very, I feel like it's very 80s. I want to say 80s. I don't know if that's right. I wasn't around in the 80s, so it's hard for me to know exactly. But yeah, I absolutely love it. It's been my favorite denim jacket this year. I do have another one from ASOS, which is a bit more distressed and kind of similar in tone, but it's a little bit more like washed out and distressed and frayed and stuff. I do love that, but this one for me, I would just be so devastated if I lost this one because it's just so unique and I love it so much. And then if I had to pick a bag favorite from this year, I actually think it would be this one from Fendi, which surprises me because I never really thought, I always loved this bag. Like I loved it the second I saw it, and I knew it would fly out of stock and be impossible to get hold of. So I snapped it up, but I never expected to get as much wear out of it as I do, because this is literally like every single day without fail. I just always have all of my things in there ready to go. It's wearing so well. It's the perfect size to fit like my phone, keys, wallet, like vlogging camera, 2 pairs of AirPods, which is in there at the moment. I'm really sad. I lost one of my sets of AirPods, like half of one, so I have one lone rogue AirPod in there. It's really sad. Yeah, it fits so much, and I've never really loved a camera bag before. I never really got into the Gucci ones. They were nice, but they just never really screamed out to me, whereas this one really did. It goes so well in my wardrobe. There have been so many bags that I have loved and purchased this year, but that has got to be the one for the wear time. It just is the best bag. Favorite pair of shoes would be this pair. I purchased these in June. I love them so much. These are from YSL. They are my absolute favorite. They've got my hair stuck to them. Fab. I will keep these until they are literally falling apart, until they are unwearable, and even then I'll probably have them mended and put back together because I just love them so much, and they make me a hell of a lot taller. So, oh, and I feel like a special mention has actually got to be made to this pair of boots. I love filming here. I can just reach in and grab things. It's great. Yeah, kind of got to have a special mention to these, don't we? Because I wore these so much this year. They are just my absolute favourites. I love the grey tone of them. It's just stunning. They're the most flattering and comfortable pair of shoes, and they just make any kind of neutral outfit a little bit more statement. I'm going to wrap it up because I feel like I've just been talking about shoes for a really long time now, and it's not really a favourites video if I just go through all of my favourite things, because that's basically everything I own. I love all of my stuff so much. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up now, but I really hope you guys have got some good beauty recommendations out of this and just found it interesting to see what my favourite things were, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.